If you're looking for a way to mix up your lyric writing process, then you can check out taking ideas from a book. So this is something that Jeff Tweedy talks about in his book, How to Write One Song. And this is the process that he used that I will demonstrate through this video. First thing you're going to do is grab a book. It doesn't even have to be a book that you've read. I just happen to choose All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy because it's my favorite fiction book. And what I did was you can just turn to a random page. I chose to go to page 69 because it's the best page and just started scanning through. But when you're scanning through, you're going to make sure that you have a melody in mind. For me in particular, I do extreme metal vocals. I don't know how to pitch my screams yet, so it's just more vocal patterns. That's what I would do normally. However, for this, I just wanted to do it like he does in the book. So for my melody, I just chose Autumn Leaves, the jazz standard. You're going to want to make sure that you're just scanning and not necessarily reading what's on the page, just allowing the words to jump out at you. As I was doing this, I just took note, and I actually went through and underlined in the book which words jumped out at me. Using that process, I got the following: a desperate road, the plane reached out, I've gone to hell, slid up the mount. Now that is something that I would not normally write at all. I don't write rhymes like that. The words that jumped out at me were desperate road, plane, reached, gone to hell, that phrase, and then slid up, and then mounting, but I just took mount. So that is one way that you can get ideas from a book for your lyrics. Again, that's not something I would normally write, and that is the beauty of this, is you doing something different that you normally would not do. Besides just doing that, you can also get phrases that you can add to your list of ideas for songwriting. So for example, on this page, he has a sentence: they could hear the rain coming down the road behind them, like some phantom migration. And Phantom Migration, I was like, yo, that sounds pretty cool. That'd be a good song title, or whatever that song's about. So that is in my list now of ideas for some song titles that I can work from. That's something I recommend you have as a songwriter, is just a list of ideas that you can reference for song titles if you're needing some inspiration. So besides those examples, I did end up looking through the rest of this page some more, and some other words jumped out at me. So I got saddled, roots, and fanned out. So just a quick little thing that I wrote: saddled by roots, fanning the plains of my new home, the wind spits back. So that was like a kind of a culmination of some things that I've been thinking about, because the plains, that came from earlier, and it kind of relates to me because now I live in one of the Great Plains states. My new home being me living here, because I grew up halfway across the country. I was just kind of reflecting on that recently, that how far away I am from the rest of my family. The last part, the wind spits back, because it's windy here. And also, I listened to Rest in Peace recently, and I was thinking about the lyrics for that. The devil rears his ugly head spitting into the wind, I believe is what the lyric is. So I was just thinking of spitting into the wind, that figure of speech. Another way to say it would be like the wind spits back. That's another thing you can do to generate lyric ideas, is if there's a figure of speech, finding some way to turn it around. And so that way you're not using some cliche that a bunch of other songwriters are using. That way you can differentiate yourself from everyone else. I hope you found some value in this video. And as always, my name is Greg Angel. I share my experiences with songwriting, metal songwriting in particular, and self-improvement. If either of those interest you, you can hit the subscribe button down below and stay tuned for the rest of the content that I got coming. And as always, thank you for watching.